Welcome to Tech Smarter. My name is Abbie Richie. I am the tech guru at the Smarter service. And every week you can find me right here talking with innovators, investors, and operators around a discussion that has to do with senior living technology and innovation. It is a fabulous place to be, and I couldn't be more blessed and honored to be doing this week after week with you here. Today, I have a guest that's dear to my heart, and let's go ahead and bring on Jaime Roberts, the CEO of LeadingAge Arizona. Welcome to Tech Smarter, Jaime.
Hi, Abbie. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure to be with my friend Abbie.
Yes, and we're thrilled to have you here. We've had you on a couple times, but we have something very exciting to talk about today. But before we do that, could you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jaime Roberts. I'm the CEO of Arizona Leading Age. We are primarily an association of nonprofit senior living providers who span the entire continuum of aging services. Our members do incredible work every single day, and we are honored to support them in that work through education, advocacy, and the very important piece of networking. So we feel very grateful to do the work that we get to do each day.
Wonderful. And there's something very special, unique coming up within the next 2 weeks. Could you please tell us about that?
Yes, we are very excited to host our first ever tech summit, which will be taking place on August 21st at Sun Health Colonnade in Sun City West. We are so excited about this event. We have Smarter Service there as well as Scott Code coming from CAST from Washington, D.C., which is the Center of Aging Services Technology. We are set up for a really exciting conversation around all things technology, AI, all of the buzzwords. We're ready to take it on.
What inspired you to create this tech summit?
Honestly, the question wasn't why kind of now, but it was more like, why haven't we done this before? I mean, aging services is on this edge of a massive tech transformation, and we need a place to have bold Arizona specific conversations about it. So we kept hearing from our providers that we want to innovate, but we don't know where to start. So the tech summit was sparked from that overwhelmed piece of people wanting to be empowered to figure out the right next step for them.
Wonderful. And tell us, how does technology fit into the broader mission of Leading Age Arizona?
Sure. Our mission is really all about dignity and quality and leadership across all of aging services. And tech plays a critical role in delivering all three of those things, especially as expectations are shifting at almost daily, I would say. We're not just here to advocate, but we're also here to accelerate it. And so we want to lead aging services into the future where tech has to be the center of that strategy.
And when you surveyed members, did they tell you what are some of the biggest tech challenges that they're dealing with?
Yeah, they sure did. The top challenges isn't necessarily cost, it's clarity. There's a lot of noise, and it's hard to tell what's actually moving the needles for these providers. Some of the other kind of comments that they've shared is that integration is a nightmare. Leaders are adopting tools, but they don't know how to talk to each other. So it's like, I mean, and you'll appreciate this, Abbie. It's like having 12 remote controls and still not being able to turn on the TV, right? So that's sort of some of the frustration that they're having. And then you layer in workforce compliance and care delivery, and tech touches all of those things. But without a cleared roadmap, innovation really feels more like a gamble than a strategy.
I love how you say that. Tech does touch all of these areas. It's not just isolated. It's not just in one department. It's broad across the whole community, including the residents. So I really like how you say that. For this particular summit, this tech summit, who is it designed for, and what kind of conversations can you expect attendees to be having?
Sure, that's a great question. It's not a vendor showcase, I'll tell you that. It's for leaders, it's for CEOs, it's for clinical leaders, operation leaders, and even board members, because they're in a position to have to really understand the technology piece as they lead organizations in this shifting environment today, which is new and at times intense. So um, anyone who really wants to understand tech as a strategy driver should be at this conference, or at our summit, I should say.
Love
Um,
it. Love it. Yeah.
and I would also add, I mean, I think you can expect, because we've got you, Abbie, which we're so excited about. We're going to, I would say the expectation is to expect real talk, not just tech fluff, but real conversations from people. We're going to be tackling topics like AI, staffing tools, virtual care, and data driven decision making, which is, I know, at the center of any leader's mind. So, and if you don't understand it, then you can't lead through it. So we're really excited about it.
Yes, yes. I thank you for mentioning that. Like, I'm really excited to be moderating a panel. And when I had the opportunity to speak at the Summit, I thought, you know what, rather than just doing a keynote with a presentation, like I want to hear, I want to gather people to talk about solutions. And that to me is so valuable. And that really seems like that's what the summit is about.
Absolutely. I mean, people want to hear from real people about their real situation and how they're solving it. We've been doing these little mini micro conferences all year, and the feedback that we've gotten from everyone was that they really love hearing directly from providers and operators on how they're managing it, and how they're kind of straddling this conversation of, we are in the people first business, and now we need to figure out how to layer tech on top of it, and where those two things align, and where they sometimes might cause problems. So I think having you there to lead that session is going to be super exciting. And then we have Scott Coate coming, and we're really excited. He is he's just so smart. He's so innovative. He has been able to touch and see so many different tools that are impacting specifically aging services. So he's really just laser focused on tech tools for our members and operators in the living in the aging services space. And so he's just filled with so much knowledge, and we're excited to have him as well.
Yeah, that'll be a great panel. And I wanted to circle back to some of the things that we're preparing for the summit. And we put together this panel. We're really excited about it to give attendees this full spectrum look at how technology is impacting just beyond the ROI of having tech services in place.
Mhm.
So, we have an operator, we have an IT professional, we have a tech concierge who's going to be speaking on the panel, as well as a resident. Because one thing I love about Leading Age Arizona is that there will be residents there, and we want to hear the residents speak because we're servicing the residents.
Mhm. Oh, I think well, I mean, I am like a fangirl for Smarter Service every day of the week and twice on Sunday. But I think what you guys are doing on the smarter side for this is really, it's not a complicated solution. It's a real solution that has such an incredible impact. And I'm so excited for other people to understand how it's being implemented as well, and hearing from the end user how it has made a difference for them. So and those conversations with the folks that you have coming on your panel is really going to be liquid gold for them to take back to their organizations and implement and share, and just continue to get better.
Love that. Love that. Liquid gold. So, if you could have attendees walk away with one big idea from the summit, what comes to mind?
I don't know if I have one big goal outside of the fact that I would love for them to leave thinking that was exactly what I needed, and I didn't even know it. I mean, I hope that it's that type of response that we get, is that this was just exactly the information that we needed to hear so we can make our next best decision.
Wonderful. And if people are watching this right now and they want to know how to register, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, we have an online registration link, and so you can go to our website and do that. And I don't know if it's on the screen here as well. We have a few spots left. It's in Sun City West at the Colonnade, which is a gorgeous community. So for no other reason, you should come out and enjoy the beauty of the desert on the west side of the valley. And so but we are filling up. We have a few spots left, but we're really excited to welcome any last few that we can squeeze in the room.
Yeah, we'll definitely go ahead and put the registration information on the screen in just a minute. And let's do a little future forecasting here. Imagine it's August 2026. How will the Tech Summit we're talking about today have changed the senior living landscape?
Oh gosh! By then, I hope that Arizona is known that they don't just adopt innovation, but they create innovation. So we're hoping that this summit is going to create opportunities to design new services and programs around aging services to make Arizona an even better place to age in place and grow old with us. So that would be our dream for 2026.
I wanted to ask you because I also noticed that on your website that you have added all these various education components. And how is that working and what does that look like as you're forecasting into the future?
I will say this year we've taken a different approach. We've always done a big annual conference, but we've taken feedback from our members and our business partners for opportunities that not only create learning opportunities for very niche or very specific groups of folks, but also to bring in some business members for an opportunity for them to connect with them in that exact space that they're in, whether it's HR and risk management, whether it's finance, whether it's tech, those, our social services and activities folks. I mean, there are so many different areas of the continuum that we touch on that, sometimes you need a full day just for that. And it's hard to kind of sometimes get it at a conference because there's a sprinkling of everything in there. And so these laser focused conversations, the members and the larger community who's also invited to attend has really enjoyed learning in that type of environment. So we're going to continue it in 2026 as well. We have obviously our tech summit coming up. After that, we have our spirituality and social services summit. We have an assisted living summit that's going to focus on the memory care rules and a caregiving family network support service that will happen in November at Beatitude. So we're testing out these different areas of connection for people to be able to come together and learn in meaningful ways.
Wonderful. Well, Jean, I want to thank you so much for your time today, for your wisdom, for your encouragement. I'm looking forward to seeing you in just 2 weeks. And what is the best way for people to connect with you?
Our website is, I think, probably coming up on the screen. It's ArizonaLeadingAge.org. You can register for the events on our website as well. And all of our contact information is also on the website. If you want to give us a phone call or send us an email, you can gather all of that from our website.
Excellent. Thank you for guests today. And this episode is sponsored by LeadingAge, and we will see you all back next week.
Thank you, Abbie. We can't wait.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.